You're watching the award-winning GHS-TV, a nationally recognized student television station.
GHS-TV started in 1982, and it was just a couple of cameras, a couple of on-air personality, and it's really grown into what you see today. It's a multi-million-dollar studio with top-of-the-line technology.
Being able to operate, all of the machinery in the control room, being able to use all of our software and hardware that we have around the studio is a great skill because this is top-of-the-line equipment.
I feel like this class has brightened my horizon. It's something that I never thought I would be doing, especially as a student.
GHS-TV is probably one of the most hands-on experiences a student will ever get in their lifetime.
Welcome back to Crosstalk. Nothing really has just the vibe that we have here.
Especially after you finish, you get a real rush of, wow, I just did that.
By the time a student graduates from Germantown High School, they will know pretty much every position there is, from producing to directing to on-air work.
You learn time management, you learn organization, you learn how to work with people, how to better communicate with people.
We put a lot on them, and they have to be able to have the responsibility and the knowledge to get everything that we ask them.
I had very little experience, so in the past 3 years, the skills that I've learned have absolutely exponentially grown.
The class has actually helped me figure out that I want to go to college for journalism.
When a student graduates, they are the best possible version of themselves that they can be.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow.
Good evening and welcome to Red Devil Newsbeat, your roundup of the day's top stories you need to know. I'm Alexa Morris. As always, Jada Dennis, the Mid-South Beat anchor, and Sports Beat anchor Gabriel Eskridge join us virtually from their homes. Before we hear from them, here's the news from around the world. Opponents of affirmative action have asked the U.S. Supreme Court to hear their case against Harvard University. A group called Students for Fair Admissions claim Harvard's admissions program favors some minorities and penalizes Asian American applicants. Harvard has admitted it considers race as one of its factors during the screening process that is legally acceptable under a 2003 Supreme Court ruling. Opponents are now asking the current court to strike down that landmark case. The justices have not said if they will hear the case. The CDC has launched a vaccine finder tool website. A new tool allows you to search for available COVID-19 vaccines in your area. You enter your zip code and search radius, and a list of nearby pharmacies and health centers will pop up. While the website is not fully comprehensive, the website has tools that detail whether a location has doses in stock or not. No more Mr. Potato Head. Hasbro is dropping Mr. and Mrs. from the classic Mr. Potato Head toy line. The toys will be rebranded as just Potato Head. Kids can build same-sex or single-parent families if they want, and dress the toys in any way they desire. The company's gender-neutral adjustment will start this fall. And now, here's Jada Dennis with today's Mid-South Beat.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of GHS-TV's award-winning talk show Crosstalk. I'm your host, Madison Ricks. Each week we discuss topics important to our diverse community. Black leaders from the past, present, and who are creating programs to benefit the future of the Black community all have one thing in common. They want to build up and better our people. But the arduous fight for equality has often met with resistance, which led to unrest and violence. Joining me to talk about her experience in the famous 1965 Selma to Montgomery March is civil rights activist Alice Moore. Ms. Moore, it is a true honor to speak with you today.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here.
You were around my age when you first got involved with the civil rights movement. What sparked your involvement and what did your parents think?
Well, maybe a little younger when I got involved. I was 16 years old when I got involved. My parents, they just had to pray for us and they let us participate because I had a younger sister. And my mother every day drove us to where we had to go, where we were having meetings. She drove us to every march and she would pick us up. So they were all for it because we were really fighting for the right to vote for our parents. And they knew that. And they were very, very into it. And they were welcoming it. They were not all happy or not afraid, but they all, just helped us do what we had to do.
What was your experience as an African-American woman growing up in the Deep South before the Civil Rights Movement?
Well, I didn't really think too much about it younger, but as we grow older into teenagers in high school, and we realized that we did not have a lot of things that others had, the privilege, just the privilege of riding the bus and sitting anywhere we want to sit, going to get a hamburger and had to go to a window and looking at the black and white fountains. And it just came into realization as we got to be teenagers that things did not quite seem right. And then we heard our parents talking about they weren't able to vote. They would not let them register to vote. And that really didn't seem right with us. So that's when we realized that things needed to be different and we wanted to be a part of it as teenagers to help our parents because we were not old enough to register. So we wanted to make sure that our parents could register so we could be future voters also.
The Selma to Montgomery March is considered a turning point in the Civil Rights Movement. How did this march change the course of the entire movement?
Well, it changed the course. Like everybody know the story. We started out 3 times, and the third time we got to really complete the march. Everybody did not march all the way. They marched part of the way, and they join you on the other end. But I went all the way, but it changed everything when it was so violent on that day, that first day, when we started to do the march and attempt to go across the bridge, and we were met with forces of beatings, tear gas, men on horses, and it was very bloody. I have friends that got beat, not just got a lot of tear gas, but there was friends that got beaten really bad. And we know on that day there was people that were killed. And it just became very, very clear to us that it was a serious matter. As teenagers and being young, we weren't as serious as some of the older people were because we were doing something. We had a lot of energy, but that day on Bloody Sunday made us realize that it was real. That was the first day that I really broke down and cried after the tear gas. And then I got angry and I wanted to do more. So we talked to our parents because we thought they were not going to bring us back again.
Good job. Go ahead, Miss Bars. Rod cap is that they, number one, didn't change the oil on time, right?
Keep blending and twisting it under. Good.
They revolve around companies coming into the schools and bringing examples and letting the kids get hands-on. And that's the way that you really introduce young people to careers and get them excited about it.
And welcome to a new edition of Shelby County Schools Report. We're coming to you from Germantown High School Television. I'm Angel Foster.
And I'm Alyssa Goodwin.
Each month we highlight various people, programs, and events making a difference in our school system.
In today's career landscape, preparing for success after graduation isn't one size fits all. Sure, there's the traditional 4-year college path, but for some high school grads may want to go to trade school or go straight into a career.
That's where SCS Ready Grad programs come in. Shelby County Schools offer more than 40 college, career, and technical education courses that give students the real-world skills, education, and experience to pursue any path.
This month, we are highlighting 3 outstanding high school programs. In addition, executive producer Allison Long will talk to 2 representatives from the Ready Grad program about benefits offered to students.
Let's get to our first CCTE program. At Sheffield Career and Technical Center, there is no such thing as too many cooks in the kitchen. Culinary arts students spend the year learning the foundational skills needed to pursue a career in the culinary field. Let's take a look.
Everybody's going to want to eat. Everybody's going to want to eat well. And you have an opportunity to make a great living. So that's what we try to prep our students for, to be some of the top students in the culinary arts within Shelby County School.
Welcome to GHS Insider, the show that's all about the G. I'm Tia Lyons, and today you'll get an inside look at everything happening around Germantown High School. Coming up on the show, we go inside the cosmetologies class, canned food drive, and campus corner.
Supporting us when we're doing a service to a specific person, so we just really like to give it back.
Plus, hear the opinions of our classmates as they discuss a new hot topic in our new segment, Devil's Advocate. And later in Insider Sports, a new basketball coach is making his mark on the varsity team.
Everybody's listening, eyes on me. This is a transition defense drill.
But first, we want to tell you about a very special event that happened here. Members of the SJ Homecoming Court made a little boy's dream come true.
Thank you, wish has been granted.
4-year-old Mateus and his family were surprised with the Make-A-Wish dream on the football field. It was part of SGA's annual fundraiser. This year, members of the homecoming court were required to raise at least $250 for Make-A-Wish. They ended up raising $5,000. The money was used to buy Mateus toys, games, and stuffed animals. For sophomore Shiloh Sanders, the fundraiser was personal.
It means the world. For me, my mom got diagnosed with cancer when I was 5, so I know how the surrounding love feels to you. So I feel like him going through with the chemo and all that stuff, I feel like this is a great opportunity for him just to feel the love and actually feel like a kid instead of having to worry about medicine and things like that.
Mateus was 2 years old when he was diagnosed with cancer. He and his family spent the last 2 years at St. Jude as he completed treatment. Mateus' parents say it's been an emotional journey, but all of the support from foundations like Make-A-Wish and St. Jude made the hard times easier.
A Mario game. Yeah.
We want to say thank you and God bless you and
Hello, and welcome to Red Devil Postgame, GHS-TV's 2-time national award-winning sports show. I'm Brandon Sewell. More than a year after being sidelined due to COVID, fall sports were back this semester. And what a season it has been. On the show today, we take you to the sidelines for soccer, volleyball, and cross country. We'll also introduce you to the new head coach of the boys basketball team. But first, the Red Devil varsity football team took us on a wild ride this season. It started with an overtime loss to Christian Brothers in the season opener. The Devils bounced back the next week with a 28-23 victory over MUS. The highlight of the season was the 1-point win over football juggernaut Whitehaven. The Germantown sideline erupted with cheers when Malik Young faked the handoff to Cody Jones and ran the ball into the end zone to tie the game with 34 seconds left. Oziel Hernandez drilled the game-winning extra point. Final score, 14-13, Germantown. The team went on a 5-game winning streak, defeating Hillcrest, Bartlett, and Houston. So the Devils were riding high when the Dragons came to town, but the ride was about to hit a brick wall. Collierville held Germantown to just 132 rushing yards and 6 first downs. Final score, 22-0 Collierville. Despite the loss, the Red Devils picked themselves back up, and after a blowout win over Arlington, the team was back at home against White Station. Senior Cody Jones had 168 yards and a pair of touchdowns on 5 carries. Final score, 44-7, Germantown. The Devils will go on to end the regular season with a 59-0 win over Cordova. The next week, Brentwood stunned Germantown with a game-winning field goal as time expired, pulling off a 24-21 upset win in round 1 of playoffs. That was a quick look at the season. Joining me now to go more in depth is Coach Robinson and jack of all trades, Cody Jones. Hi, Coach. Hi, Cody.
What's going on? What's up?
How y'all doing?
All right, we're excited to be on TV.
Thank you for coming.
Indeed, indeed. Thank you for having us.
So, Cody, looking at the season overall, what are you most proud of?
I'm proud of the way that me and my brothers, we fought. Coming into the season, people didn't know what to expect. We didn't have a season last year, so we really didn't know what to expect. But we knew the summer that we didn't have a season, we didn't do nothing but work. We ran, we did everything, and that just brought us together. Our brotherhood was close, so when we was let off the leash, like all we knew was go. So that just made us go harder, and we played good.
White, here with your Red Devil News Beat. Why am I dressed like this? It's homecoming week. I hope everyone came to school in your comfiest PJs. Tuesday, it's time to represent and wear a red or white jersey for Jersey Day. Wednesday, wear something that represents your favorite decade. Thursday, grab your cowboy boots and hat for Western Day and get up, partner. And Friday is Hawaiian Day. SGA is selling grass skirts, flower lace, flower anklets, and flower crowns during all 4 lunches. It's $15 for an entire set, or you can purchase them individually. Skirts are $10. All the other items are just $1. Whew, that's better. Back in my comfy PJs. With the return of homecoming week after 2 whole years, fellow students are excited for a week of fun.
So this week, because everyone is just coming back together as a student body after not seeing one another in over a year, it's very exciting. We can just come together and dress up and kind of just let loose and have fun for once.
I can already feel the school spirit in the air.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Blake Waddell, Vice Principal here at Germantown High School. We're here today, of course, to celebrate Cody and his family. This is an accomplishment we're extremely proud of Cody for. I know his parents are as well. It's a day, a culmination of hard work, not just for 4 years, but for an entire lifetime up to this point.
As a kid, I dreamed for days like this, and dreams coming to reality slowly but for surely.
Cody is extremely athletic, but one thing that sets him apart is how humble he is. You can come in the room and he'll brighten up everyone's day because he make everyone feel important, feel special. He listens. Cody is terrific, and he's going to be really, really excellent in Michigan.
Coach Rafi taught me a lot of lessons since I was in 9th grade, and I It's so much stuff that he done taught me, but it's all in my head, so I know for sure that he taught me a lot of stuff.
I just want him to accomplish everything he sets out for. I think Cody can become whatever he wants to become. Obviously, he wants to play in the NFL, so he'll definitely make that happen for himself.
Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Jones. Thank you, Cody. Thank you all for believing. Thank you. These 4 years, man, has been some of the best time of my life because of you all. Watching him grow, watching him succeed.
I knew I'll probably get emotional. I didn't know when, but like I said, this is just a day that every kid dream of. So, and it finally happened. So like all the hard work came to the light.